Hello, this is part 3 of the video factoring. In this video, you are not told which method to use. You have to determine which method or methods you would be using to solve the problem. So let's start with method number 1. And we have to ask ourselves, is there a greatest monomial factor? Is there a number that 10, 16, and 6 are all divisible by? If you look carefully, they are all divisible by 2. That means I will be factoring out a 2. So 2 on the outside. And let's see what we keep on the inside. 10 divided by 2 give me 5. I will bring down the letters for now. X squared plus 16 divided by 2 is 8. Bring down the x. And the last one divided by 2, last one being 6, is 3. Well, that means that I was able to factor out a 2. Let's see if we can factor out a letter. First term has an x and x being multiplied. The second term only has one x. The last one does not have any variables. We are unable to factor any variable. The only thing that we were able to factor was that 2. So we completed the first step. In this problem, there is no grouping. Now we have to determine if we have two terms. Are there two terms in this problem? We have the 5x squared, that's 1, 8x, that's 2, and 3, that's 3. We are unable to use the difference of squares method in this problem. Now we have to see if step 4 applies. So do we have something in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c? We do. This is the ax squared, this is the bx, and this is the c. Therefore, we will be attempting step 4. As you can also see, a is 5. That is bigger than 1. We will be attempting it with an a bigger than 1. I will be using the pound sign method, which I'll draw here. So a equals to 5, b equals to 8, c equals to 3. Again, this is a, 5, this is c, 3. The last one is 8 times c, that's 15. I'm looking for two numbers that when I multiply them, I get 15. When added together, I get 8. 3 and 5 are those two numbers. On the left side, now I need to find two numbers that give me 5. It's 1 times 5. Now 5 doesn't go into 3. If I try to divide 3 by 5, I get a decimal. Again, we want to keep it with whole numbers. So if I try dividing 5 by 5, I get a 1. That means I will be placing the 5 here. Usually you want to place the number that is the most difficult to. 1 is always the easiest, so I leave that one until the end. So 5 times 1 would give me 5. Okay. Now I need to know 1 times this number will be equal to 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. 5 times which number equals to 5? This would be times 1. And now we're ready for the factors. 5 and 3 would be numbers on the first factor. The 1 and the 1 would be numbers on the second factor. I will also be placing that letter x right here since we're using variable x. And the purple one would be one factor. The orange would be another factor. Okay, so the orange one would be 5x plus 3. The purple factor would be x plus 1. So even though this would be 1x, whenever there's a 1 in the front, we don't usually put it there. I have one more thing to do. I factored a 2 at the beginning of the problem, so I have to put it in front of the factors. And this would give us the answer for the last problem. That means we were able to complete step 1 and step 4 successfully.